Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this info day about how to submit your proposal on NetSuite. Shall we start, Anne?
Good morning, everyone. Maybe we can wait for a couple of minutes and then we get started.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Good morning. Let's start. We have been waiting for a few minutes. Anyway, if anyone misses this info day, this is being recorded, so you can watch it later. This is our program for today. I will just say a few words about the call. And then my colleague, so I'm Lucy, and my colleague Anne-Laure will show you how to submit the proposal on NetSuite. And we can leave some minutes for questions and answer. Yeah. So the Academy is dedicated to bridging the knowledge gap by training the future leaders of urban mobility. So we seek to promote entrepreneurship and innovation among master's and PhD graduates. And our programs offer a mixed interdisciplinary, global, and entrepreneurial learning experiences, both for students and professionals. These courses are designed to equip individuals with the skills necessary to create and manage the mobility solutions of tomorrow. So the Academy Competence Hub supports professionals in enhancing their expertise across various aspects of urban mobility. And we draw on EIT Urban Mobility's extensive network of experts to create impactful, relevant, and reliable courses, methodologies, and communities of learning. Here we detail the most important dates to take into account. So the call opened on the 2nd of December. It will be open until January the 30th at 5 p.m. We will communicate the results in April, and the tentative start date is May 2025. The project duration is foreseen until the end of December 2025. Here we have the budget, and the minimum co-funding for 2025 is 25%. And we need at least one partner, of course, to have a consortium. So let's move forward with the guidelines. I give the floor to my colleague, Anne.
Yes, thank you very much, Lucy. So I'm going to give you some guidelines about how to submit your proposal on the new platform NetSuite. In this call, we started with another platform. We moved early at the end of last year into a new platform called NetSuite. So it's important for you to follow all the different steps that I will share with you today. We also have a guidelines published on the website. So if you have any doubt, you can follow all the guidance in these documents. So I'm going to start with some slides and then I will do a live demo. So you can also see one step at a time what you will see on your screen as a lead partner. The very first things you need to do in order to register in your platform is actually to get a PIC number. So it's a partner information code, which is you obtain it through the EU funding and tender portal. So you just need to click on the link and register your organization and obtain this 9-digit PIC number. It's a very straightforward process. It's just a few minutes, then you receive your PIC and you can directly use it to create your proposal in NetSuite. If you are already an organization with a PIC number, there is no need to do this process again. You just take it and you will copy into the NetSuite platform. If you don't know or you don't remember, you can always verify in the link here whether your organization already has a PIC number or not. The second step is to register your organization in the NetSuite platform by submitting your partner information form. So you have the link here. Basically, what we are looking for here is to collect administrative and basic information about your organization that we'll also use to run the admissibility and eligibility check. So it's very important that you keep updated these documents. We will ask you about the name of your organization, the country of registration, administrative data about who is the main contact person, the PIC number, of course, the type of organization you are, the address, but also some information about some financial data, etc. If by chance you don't receive an automatic email within few hours after your registration, please contact the service desk. This may maybe or check your spam or maybe something is wrong. So you just need to, in principle, receive an automatic email with the login and credential in order for you to submit your document. But if this doesn't work, please contact the service desk as soon as possible. Very important note is that for full registrations for new entity doing a registration in NetSuite for the first time, this can take up to 2 working days. So this means please do the registration as early as possible. Don't wait the very end, not even a few days before the deadline, because otherwise we cannot guarantee that the registration will be processed by our services. So it's very important you bear this in mind. And in case your organization has already participated in an EIT Urban Mobility project, in this case through, for instance, the submission of your proposal in the Plaza platform, which was the previous platform we used in the past, there is no need to submit your PIF again. But in this case, you just contact the service desk and they will provide you the new credential to access NetSuite. So when this is done, the PIF is submitted, you access the platform. You as a lead partner, you have your credential, you have registered in NetSuite, as I said, and you can enter through this link after setting a new password. It's always better to set up a new code. Then what you have to do, you will see this screen, then I will show you in live, but basically you will see this menu here. You look at, you go under call for proposals, then you call for proposals, and then you click on the icon open calls, and you will see underneath there is a list of what are the calls open at that time at EIT Urban Mobility level. So you will see maybe if there are other calls listed, you will see several calls, but in this case, you will need to click on Competence Hub Open Call Third Cutoff, and you click here when you can see here the red cycle. So your application will officially create it for the first time. You click on Save when you actually apply, and then you create your application in draft, and I will show you in a second. You will also see that the application form is divided in 6 different sections. So the main information I will show you later, but is basically divided in title, summary, and project duration. The maximum date, as we say, the end of December 2025. Partner information. So here, this is about who your consortium is, how is it composed. So it's in this specific call is minimum of 1 partner, but can also be several partners. So here we are, we need all partners to be registered in NetSuite. So the process I showed before is valid for every single organization that will like to be part of the proposal. The project scope, it's about the core section of what your project is about, the narrative, what are the main objectives, the scope of your project, how the consortium meets and address the code requirements. So here, what we recommend you is to work offline. You have all the questions available either in this application form online, but also on the guidelines for applicants. So is to work offline, to copy paste the content whenever you're ready, just to avoid any last minute stress or technical issues, and then you lose your online submission and information. So we always recommend you to do this offline. Supporting documents, there is not much actually, but it's optional. So you might want to add any annexes to the application form. In this case, this will need to be in PDF. And finally, the work plan and the budget. So I will show you again in live, but basically the message is the work plan is basically how you structure your project through work packages, deliverables, outputs, and milestones. So we recommend you to limit the number of work packages because it's a very short period of duration of project. We don't expect, a large number of work packages. So we recommend a maximum of 3, 4, 5. The work package leader must be added. Also, as a contributor, you will see, because otherwise you won't be able to see the budget associated to this partner in this work package. And that's the third point, actually. You include also the minimum requirements in terms of deliverables. And you can see in the call manual, depending on the topic you select, you need to add one specific deliverables or another one, but you can, of course, you can add other deliverables, and mandatory KPIs that will, of course, differ. There are 2, 7.1 and 8.1, and this will depend on the topic selected. So again, your baseline document is always the call manual. So read it and rely on it whenever you are preparing your proposal. And finally, the budget. So we start with the budget overview an overview, and then we have a budget per partner. This section is directly linked to the work plan. So you need first to create your work plan in order then to complete your budget. So we recommend you to do whenever the work package structure is final, because otherwise you will move work packages and you will need to reshape again the budget. So it's really, do this in order. And very important, a partner cannot have a 0 budget under one work package. This means that if a partner is not supposed to have a budget under one specific work package, make sure that in the work plan tab, you don't list this partner as a contributor. So in this case, this partner will have 0 contribution to this specific work package, and it will not appear the budget line under this work package in the budget section. If on the contrary, of course, we want them to have a budget, remember to put them as a contributor. But what I'm going to do now is just to show you a live demo. So this is what you will see. And the call, so we have in the application menu, and you go through the call for proposals. You can see all the open calls they're actually running in the organization at that moment. So we have 2. And as I said, I want to apply to the Competence Hub third cutoff. So I click here and apply. I already did it. So I would just go to my application, where every time, when I click, I automatically create a proposal and it's saved under my application. So I go to my application and I've created one test here, which is in progress. You can see here the status. One was submitted as a test, and this one has been is still in progress. You can also see the start and end date of your proposal. So you click on open, and here you can see the application form with the different tabs that I was referring to, the 6 sections. And we start with my main information. The ID is given automatically. So this is just something that we're going to use to communicate on your proposal, for the results, to basically identify your proposal. The program name is the name of the call, when it was open and when it closes, and the status of your proposal. In progress means it is in draft, okay, and whenever it will be submitted, of course, you will see it as submitted. Main information. So as I said, the ID is automatically assigned whenever you create for the first time your proposal. And then what you need to do, based on the call manual, based on the typology of your project, you select the most appropriate topic from this list. So you select which one will apply to your project, and you continue with a project title, a project acronym. So here you always have the maximum number of characters to guide you. The project starting date, most likely in May. The project ending date, which is the end of December. Then the total budget. This will be automatically fed in whenever you put some figure under the budget section. Remember that the total co-funding has to be 25% across the project. The executive summary, this is basically a summary of your project. So you can also be guided by the number of characters. Here we are talking about a description of your project. We will use this information for the public, for communication, and then dissemination of your project. So make sure there is no confidential information or sensitive information included here. And then we have the list of keywords and related to your project. So here they are pre-filled. We're doing the test. But basically, you need to provide the minimum of 3 and maximum of 5, and you pick them from the list. So you can see here, there is a list coming from the European Commission database. So it's very long, but you can pick up any keywords that fit with your project. And then you are free to decide additional 3 keywords, self-defined. So you put whatever you believe is, and you can remove, you can add them. With courses, for instance, you type, you click, and it's added automatically. The same minimum of 3, maximum of 5 keywords. We will also use these keywords, to then report the information to classify the type of project in our portfolio, but also to the European Commission. So it's also good that you put proper keywords in this regard. And then what you always have to remember is to save as a draft. You can do it as long as as you go across the application form across your tab. This one is quite short, so you can do it at the end, but remember that there is no automatic save button, so you always have to do yourself save as a draft. And then you move on with partner information. So you, as a project leader, you created the proposal, so you are automatically included in the proposal. Your organization code, the title, sorry, the name of your organization, but also the email address of the person who created the proposal for the first time. If you are more than one organization, you will need to list it here as many as partners that you have in your project. What is very important is that you need to put the peak number. So of of the organization included in the proposal. So that's why the very first step needs to be done. So you need to, as a lead planner, you need to collect the peak of your different organization involved in the project and list them here. And then automatically with the peak code, the peak code will be translated into the ID system that we have in NetSuite with the code of your organization and the code of and the name of the organization. Partner description. So what the organization is about, a short description of what the organization is. And here you need to list, if there is, of course, more than one organization involved, if there is a link between at least two participants in the current proposal. So if it's a no, you leave it as a no. If it's a yes, you click and you describe what is the direct link between the different participants. You can also add core editors to the proposal. So this person will have access to the proposal and they can also potentially make the submission. So the recommendation is do it only if really you need to delegate some task or you want someone else to have access, but be aware, of course, that this person has right to do that, and make sure you as a lead planner, you are the one making the submission. Try not to be together working at the same time on the application, because this also can lead to confusion or to save data, whether one is working at the same time. You might potentially also lose your data. So this is possible, but be careful about who and when you assign these co-editors rights. So we save as a drive, we continue, and then we go with the work project scope. As we said, the project scopes is really the narrative of your project. So what the project is about, the objectives, the activities, the fit with the objectives of the calls, how it meets the call requirements, the excellence, impact, implementation, how it will be implemented, the communication and dissemination plan, etc., etc. So here we really recommend you to work, as we said, offline. So you can easily copy paste, as you see, from your offline version. You can all the time, and as I recommend, to save as a draft, just to make sure this is working properly. You have the maximum number of characters. When we save, as you see, we go back to the main information. So we need to go back to the project scope and continue. So we continue with some narrative here, communication and dissemination, gender and diversity, KTI. We are not going to go into the details because this is explained either in the guidelines for applicants or in the call manual. Of course, in the call manual, you have more explicitly explanation about what the call is about and how you should fit in these different section. But you also always have an explanation here. Okay, so project management structure and procedure, explain how your project will manage to ensure effective and professional delivery of the project outcomes. And here we start with some table about the risks management and contingency plans. So you click and add and you select. Okay, what is your risk category? Operational, for instance, the title. You put a title to your risk, the risk likelihood to be very low, moderate, high, etc. You explain the impact of your risk, the description, and how you're going to mitigate. And you save. So you also had as many risks as you wish, just adding here, add a new. You can always edit here with the green button or remove it if you believe this is not relevant anymore, and then you save it. As financial sustainability, again, look at what the call manual says, but here there is actually basically one option, which is revenue. What we are looking for here and asking is to give a description what the revenue is about. So you have An explanation, you select who will actually contribute to this. Maybe the two, so just maybe the one of the two, the revenue type here, and the amount. Most likely, I think, I mean, it should be 2025, but if you have anything 2026, you can put it. Otherwise, you just put a 0. Okay, and you save. And finally, ethics. So it's basically if your project will incur any ethics and security issues. So if that's the case, you put a yes. You select from a drop-down menu. So what type of ethics you might foresee, or security issue you might foresee, and then, for instance, artificial intelligence, and then you explain what this is about, and you save for application product, and you save. We will continue with the work plan, which is a little bit more tricky, just to understand a bit how it works. So I have pre-filled it, but I will remove it. So no, maybe I will show you a new one. So we are here. As we said, limit the number of work packages, maximum 3 to 5, but it's of course up to you to decide. Work package name, so you will put work package 1, whatever you decide to put as a name, and a description. Of course, the description linked to the activity. So here there is a description. This is for other project from another period, but here you focus on 2025, and you had a description about what you're going to do in tasks. That would be good to put task 1, task 2, etc., etc. You explain what you are going to do within this work package in a narrative way. When the work package will start, for instance, it starts on the 1st of May, and it will end at the end of the year. So you can always see here the years and select the month, and then you finish. You need to put who will be involved in this work package, who is the leader, and who we are the contributors. So as a contributor, you always need to put again the leader, otherwise you won't see the budget in the budget tab. And if you believe, okay, there is only this partner involved, the second one will have 0 contribution, no budget, you don't put it. You just put here the role of partner 1, of partner blah, 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 and you explain, and you save. And take a bit of time, but change saved, and we are good. So you see, I have created this work package 1, but it's the second because I created a test before. So you can always go back and say, oh no, it's not work package 1, it's work package 2, and I saved the data. Within the work package, you actually add the deliverables. So you can't add deliverables before the work package creation. So it's really things put in order. So first work package, then deliverables. And linked to this work package, I'm going to have deliverable 1 courses. And then I explain what the deliverables is about and when this is going to be achieved. Let's put October, the end of October, and I say, if you can add as many as deliverables within a work package. Okay, so if in this work package you need a second one, you will put O, put B, and then you will add a description and the same. When it's going to be at the end of December, and then I save. Okay, and you can see them, they are listed here. You can always, again, remove them by editing them in the green button or deleting them with the red one. And add as many as work packages as you wish, for doing exactly the same process. So including the work package leader, the contributors, and the deliverables, if there is any. Output. So the output, you put the name, output, the description, how this is going to be achieved, who is also contributing to this output. Here there is no relation with the budget, but you still need to put who is contributing to these outputs, and you can add as many as you wish. The same with the milestones. Milestone, explain when it's going to be delivered. In the live, who is responsible for that? Here, 2 of them, and I continue. KPIs. So KPIs, they are in this specific call two KPIs to comply with, again, depending on the typology of your project. Okay, so really read carefully your call manual. If you select one topic or the other one, look into which KPI is applied in this case, and I need to contribute it to. Because they are pre-filled, so here you can see the 2. If you say, oh, the 7.1 is not valid for me because I decided to apply this topology and I only go for 8.1, you just need to put here not applicable, and you put a 0 value. Still, you need to put the end date. That's unfortunately a limitation on the system. So you put the end of the project. You put, again, still who is contributing, because the system is, as you can see, there is a red star. It's a mandatory information. You save. But because reread is not applicable and because there is a 0 as a value, we will understand this is not applicable. Okay, because if you do the red here, remove, it will, the system will trick. So here you will see this appear, but whenever you will do the submission, you will see an error message that, oh, this KPI is missing from the list. So you will start like a loop and you will never end up. So this is why you can't remove it from completely. You just need to put a 0 if it's not applicable. And here in this case, yes, so I explain why this is what I'm going to do to achieve this target. I put the target, so whatever you believe will be the case in your project according to the rules of the call. And when I'm going to the end date, most likely the end of the project, and you put who is contributing to, and you save. Then you go up, save as a draft. Here is the same. If you foresee a lot of narrative within your work package description, use it offline. And again, then you copy paste the information whenever you're ready. Okay, supporting documents, it's completely optional. So it will not block you for preventing you to do the submission, but it's, you know, if you had any PDF, so you select the PDF you would like to put, and you save it. It's here. You just save as a draft. And when you go back, you see the document has been updated, has been uploaded, and you can always change it by uploading a new one. It's only one document. So if you have several documents, just you merge them into one single PDF. And finally, the budget. So the budget is the very last things you do, because as I said before, it's linked to your work plan and the different work packages you have created, right? So you remember we created 2, one that I created before as a test and the second one. So you have a total budget project that will do basically an overview, summary of the individual budget per partner. So this first partner has a budget. So I put a number, and this partner was only involved in work package 1. You remember, because we put only this is contributing to this first work package. So what we expected you to do is actually to put numbers, of course, in euros, amount, figures about, okay, how many in terms of personnel. If this is an employee of your organization, how many are you requesting in terms of budget? The same in here is some contracting, in travel, equipment, other goods and services. In case you have any financial support to third parties or suppliers or price, which most likely won't be the case. But in these cases, if you give money to other organization, internally invoiced goods and services, most likely not the case, but could happen in big organization, universities, when there are different services and they need to invoice one services to another one. In this case, the partner needs to invoice another department within the organization. Automatically calculated are the indirect costs based on personnel and other goods and services, equipment and travel. So this is done automatically. In lump sum, there is no lump sum here, so actually it's not. You can make it. And then the total. What we ask is a description. So we need to understand an evaluator. We need to understand why you put this specific amount in this work package. What for? So a description about, okay, a senior project manager will prepare the course or will do this and that. So we really need to understand for what actually you are requesting this, in this case, in personnel. If you're traveling, we also need to understand, okay, I'm going to travel or this meeting or to organize this event here and there. So also need to understand what this is for. Other goods and services, the same. I need the service of an external to do this and that, this kind of thing. Subcontracting most likely need to be highly justified. We need really to understand why you are subcontracting the task instead of doing yourself. So doesn't need to be very long, but we need to understand to have a fair understanding of the different cost categories within the different work packages. Last but not least, you put the EIT funding and your ARM contribution. So remember that this is a minimum of co-funding of 25%, and this you can decide. Either if you are multi-beneficiary, several partners, you can decide to have one 20%, the other 30%, or 25 and 25. It's really up to you. It has to be across the project, the 25 co-funding. Okay. So here I put 25. So you just need to put the percentage here. Automatically, you will see here the total. We also need to understand whether this unfunding rate comes from national, regional, or non-EIT funding, or other type of sources, or private. So you don't need to put any explanation, but we just need to understand where this co-funding source comes from. If you don't put a description here, you will see that when you submit, you will have an error message that will give you, please put a description in your cost category, blah, blah, blah. So you really need to, there is no, you will need to do this. And here the same. So the second partner is involved in the two work packages. So here we put a description. Oh, this will be traveled. We'll have some travel costs here and there. I'm putting a random number, of course. Here a description of this travel. And automatically you see the total, the indirect, the total, and here we will also do like 70, 75. And if I put here, for instance, you see the total percentage of owned co-funding and EIT funding must be 100%. So the system tells you that there is an error and you need to match the percentage to sum 100%. And you save as a draft. Okay, whenever you are ready, and of course, you need to revise all the data. You can print, so you see the PDF document. Can also help you to revise the documentation, etc. And whenever it's done, you submit. So you will see you are about to submit the final version of your proposal. After the submission, it is no longer possible to edit your proposal. Okay. I'm not going to do that, but I will show you how it looks like in real. I mean, when you do that, by going back to the presentation, and we are here. Okay. So before submitting, save one last time, just in case. Provide that every single tab are properly filled in with the proper information. Print the PDF; it can help for the reading. As I said before, when you click submit, the system will give you this message. Will give you an error message. I haven't shown you, but before when we had the red message about the percentage of the co-funding, If there is any missing information from any sections of the task, you will see these error messages, and you will be able to correct them. So to add a field, to add to complete the sections, or to correct the information. And the system will just recognize if we have to have text here, there is no text, and then of course you need to fill them out. As I said, once you submit your application, no more updates can be done. So you can't change your application whatsoever. It's over. No longer changes are accepted. So this is why really make sure the information is final, because otherwise you won't have zero chance to recover it or to change the content of it. After clicking submit, you will see this pop-up message that's okay, your application. So it's like whether you confirm or cancel your choice, and you click yes, I want to confirm, I want to submit. And then you will see in this orange message, your application has been received, we will contact you soon. Okay, so this, you will not receive any email notification. No, you will just see your application has been received. You will also see in the status of my application, you remember it was in progress, now it will be submitted. This really means the application was submitted. And we will contact you whenever the application, we start with the evaluation of the proposal in case, yes, and communication of the results. So we will not communicate that the proposal has been submitted correctly. It's really the system that will the notification just by this message here. Some tips and tricks. As we said earlier, register in NetSuite as soon as possible. It's not an automatic process. In some cases, it relies on our colleagues. They need to do a manual work, so do it as soon as possible. Start the application form as early as possible as well. Let us know if there are any problem, any technical issue. You can write to us, PMO. We can guide you through the different steps. Do not include any external links in the application because they won't be open. So it's really about write some narrative in there. Again, we repeat, but we've seen some problem before. So mainly for the project scope, but maybe also for the work plan, use an offline document and copy paste the text in the online application form. Co-editors, only one user at a time should work. So this is why I told you before, avoid to have multiple users connected at the same time, because then you can lose data, and make sure the one submit is the lead partner. The budget tab should be filled in at the end, so whenever the work plan structure is final. And the description of the work packages should be done according to tasks, as I said. So each work package is divided in the different tasks, and we explain task 1, 2, 3, etc. Save often, because there is no automatic save. So, and the system can also will log out you automatically after a while if you don't save. So really save as you go on save even more than usual if you're not sure. When you move from the application to one task to another one, and don't wait the last minute, of course. I mean, it's obvious, not even the last day, because last day the system tends to be very busy, and some cases it's a little bit slower than expected can be. So we usually recommend you to do the draft, to make your application, to start playing with the application form, and of course to contact us if you have any issue. If you contact us at the very last moment, we're probably not in the position to help you. So this is why we really recommend you not to wait the last minute. And that's it, actually. So this is just some useful links. The call manual, as we said, that's the main content of the call. Guidelines for applicants. So remember about the submission deadline. Proposal after the submission will be considered. So not only about the day, but the date. So it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Guiding document, it's also about the content of the EIT label. And if you have any doubt about the call, it's academical that you can contact. So here you have the link, and you can contact PMO here in case you have any technical issue or questions about the application. Thank you very much. I think that's all.
Thank you, Anne. I don't see any questions in our chat. So I think that's all for today, and we will be happy to answer any questions that may arise while you prepare your proposal.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.